After hearing Miss Taylor's inner thoughts, I divorced her immediately. Right after transmigrating into the male lead of a tragic novel, I received the divorce papers handed to me by Sophia. Ethan, your recent behavior has disappointed me. You always target Lucas Miller. Let's end this marriage. At the same time, I heard her inner voice. Although I don't really want a divorce, I need to test Ethan's feelings. After all, he's always suspecting me and Lucas. Lucas is just my male best friend. Our friendship is completely pure. They say if a woman acts up, a man won't love her. I pulled out the divorce papers to scare him, planning to make him plead with me not to divorce, promising I'll make him obedient from now on. Memories flood in, and I realize I'm the male lead in a villain who is being tormented in body and heart. The original owner was the young master of the Johnson family. After marrying Sophia, the two often argued because of Sophia's male best friend. Sophia would either forget their wedding anniversary while taking care of her male best friend, or go on a trip to Charlton Village with him on the original owner's birthday. Even more outrageous, when the original owner was hospitalized with an illness, Sophia was reportedly watching a Broadway show with her male best friend. In short, the original owner was thoroughly tormented and suffered countless injuries. But every time he argued with Sophia, Sophia would threaten divorce, and the original owner ultimately compromised for love. It wasn't until Sophia's male best friend went abroad that Sophia finally realized her true feelings, and the torment between the male and female leads finally ended. The two ultimately embarked on a happy, beautiful life together. I was utterly speechless. I'm not crazy, so why should I endure abuse? I want a divorce. I wholeheartedly agree. At that moment, her inner voice came through again. Yeah, I mentioned Lucas, and sure enough, he got jealous. When he comes begging me later, what should I ask for as compensation? Maybe an apartment in Beverly Hills or $50,000 in spending money. A beauty like me, he wouldn't be willing to give up on. Only an idiot would put up with this self-righteous female lead. I took the divorce agreement straight from him and then said with a smile, "All right, divorce. I agree." Sophia was stunned. Her eyes widened. She stared at me in disbelief without blinking. Did I hear wrong? Ethan actually agreed to a divorce. Is this for real? I must have heard it wrong. I'll confirm one more time. I listened to her inner voice, a cold smile tugging at the corner of my mouth. I'm no longer the person who would immediately apologize and be heartbroken the moment she mentioned divorce. Today, I'll let her find out what it means. Don't tempt fate if you don't want trouble. Sophia calmed down, raised an eyebrow, and put on a haughty look. Ethan, what did you just say? Huh, don't pretend you didn't hear me. Sophia, unless you're deaf or blind, you should know I'm asking to divorce you. I pointed at the divorce papers. It's in black and white, written clearly. You were the one who made me sign it. So what are you pretending now? Or are you just putting on a show, trying to make me give in? I didn't indulge her at all and directly exposed her motive. After saying that, I quickly signed my name on the divorce agreement, fast as lightning. Sophia's expression changed dramatically. She didn't take the divorce papers I handed over. She was clearly stunned. I said impatiently, "Don't tell me you're having second thoughts." Sophia snapped back to her senses and answered instinctively, "Of course not." But her inner thoughts kept running. Could Ethan be putting on a brave face? Or is it that this time he really blew up because of Lucas? But I did nothing wrong. It's all his fault. He was the one who didn't give me enough security first. Sophia took the divorce papers and snorted in displeasure. Ethan, you have to understand, the reason we're getting a divorce is because of you. I am your wife, yet you don't even give me the most basic trust. You really can't be called a fit husband. I've known Lucas for many years. If I wanted to be with him, it wouldn't be up to you. It's your small-mindedness that misjudged me. I think you owe me an apology. Huh? I was stunned by Sophia's shameless remarks. She really knows how to turn the tables, enjoying the original woman's endless tolerance toward her, and enjoying the new excitement her male best friend brings. Apart from not cheating physically, who can guarantee she hasn't betrayed me mentally? She still wants to gaslight me? She's dreaming. Since she insists on provoking me, I don't mind letting her hear my heartfelt words. Sophia, you never get involved with people. How do you have a nerve to demand that I apologize? Your cerebellum is underdeveloped and your cerebrum never developed at all. What exactly have you been living on until today? I think you and Lucas are quite a match. When Cupid was sorting his trash, why didn't he hook you two up? Sophia was stunned by my insults, her lips trembling. Ethan, how dare you insult me? I heard her inner voice roaring. Ah, Ethan, I'm angry. I will never forgive you again. Divorce. I want a divorce. I'll make you regret losing me. I want to make you chase your wife like in the novels. A cremation field of regret. A wife-chasing cremation field. Huh. Do you really think I'll chase after you then? You're ugly, but you sure have big dreams. I looked at Sophia, whose face was deathly pale, and said mercilessly, We're getting a divorce. Who's going to indulge you now? Fine. Divorce. Sophia gritted her teeth, her look as if she wanted to eat someone. I stood up. Let's go. Sophia frowned. Where are you going? Of course, to the Civil Affairs Service Center to get a divorce. My tone left no room for argument. The divorce agreement is signed. The assets have been divided. By the calculation, you'll get $2 million. We both want a divorce. If we don't go handle it now, what are we waiting for? I smiled playfully. You're not anxious, but I am. You're that eager? Sophia's expression was complicated, her eyes showing a trace of panic and shock she couldn't fully hide. She thought she could control me with divorce. Now it really was happening. What? How did Ethan become like this? Does he not love me anymore? This jerk is being so impatient. There must be something fishy. But if I say I won't divorce now, won't that make me look like I lost face? I listened to Sophia's inner thoughts and wanted to laugh. Her plan had been foiled by me, and she was panicking. So I gave her a sardonic smile. Sophia, it's too late for you to go back on your word. Who's going back on their word? Sophia, like a cat whose tail had been stepped on, snapped back. Come on, let's go do it right now. I didn't want to waste time, so I went downstairs first. After waiting quite a while, Sophia finally dawdled down. She clearly didn't want to divorce me. For the sake of appearances, she couldn't find any excuse. When she came closer, I heard her thoughts again. Do we really have to go to the Civil Affairs Service Center? What respectable excuse can I find to not go, to buy myself some time? Ethan is so heartless. Does he really want a divorce? Or is this just a game of playing hard to get? Thinking a lot, I sized up Sophia. Why are you so slow? A look of surprise flashed in Sophia's eyes. She thought I was expressing concern, but my next sentence made her face change instantly. If you're not dead today, I'll have you carried to the Civil Affairs Center, even if I have to hire people to do it. Sophia's expression was on the verge of breaking apart. Ethan, are you really this heartless? I shrugged. You've got it wrong. I'm just fulfilling your wish to get a divorce. Don't thank me. Sophia's face turned ugly. She was so stunned by my words she couldn't reply. I turned on my heel and opened the villa door without hesitation. At that moment, a black sedan swung in with a graceful arc and stopped right in front of the villa. The car door opened and a man in sportswear jumped out. It was Sophia's male best friend, Lucas Miller. He was holding a bouquet of flowers, completely ignoring me, and walked straight over to Sophia. Sophia, weren't we supposed to go hiking on Lock Mountain today? Why are you so slow? As he spoke, he glanced at me with meaning. Is someone refusing to go? Making it inconvenient? He shoved the flowers into Sophia's arms, looked at me with a stern face, his tone scolding. Ethan, you're Sophia's husband. She's very busy with work every day. You get jealous when she occasionally goes out with me to relax. As a man, I understand what you're thinking. You're just too possessive, treating Sophia like your private property. That's not good. Men should be magnanimous. Just because Sophia is married to you, does that mean she can't have a single friend of the opposite sex? Huh, what a self-righteous thing to say. In the original book, he often taunted the original owner with flirtatious remarks right in Sophia's presence, provoking the original owner's displeasure with the heroine, and then the heroine would abuse the original owner both physically and emotionally. He wasn't any different from those who knowingly take third, equally disgusting. I realized I couldn't hear Lucas's inner thoughts. but I could hear Sophia's excited inner voice. As expected of Lucas, he speaks well. It seems I was overthinking just now. How could Ethan possibly divorce me? He was only trying to scare me. If Ethan is jealous, he'll do everything to please me. Have him take us to Rock Mountain in a bit. Yes, Lucas really showed up at the right time. I glanced at Lucas's haughty expression, then at Sophia, whose eyes betrayed uncontrollable anticipation and smugness. I suddenly laughed. I was too lazy to pay attention to Lucas and instead fixed my gaze on Sophia's face, my voice dripping with sarcasm. Sophia, what's wrong with you? Lucas is your closest male confidant. Why didn't you tell him about our divorce? Such a joyful event. You're treating him like a stranger. Even I can't stand it. Sophia's expression changed abruptly. What did you say? Even Lucas's face shifted. He spun to look at Sophia as if trying to verify whether what I said was true. A deeper smile appeared on my face. Sophia, don't pretend you can't hear. Aren't we on our way to the Civil Affairs office to get a divorce? It won't take long. After the divorce, you'll have plenty of time to go hiking on Rock Mountain with him. Sophia's face went suddenly pale. I turned my head and looked at Lucas. Lucas, I know you're in a hurry, but don't rush, because I'm even more eager. You're usually so magnanimous. You won't even be unable to tolerate this little bit of time, will you? Why don't you come to the Civil Affairs office with us? Sophia and I will get the divorce certificate first. Then you two get the marriage certificate right after. See? I'm being so considerate. After saying that, I patted Lucas on the shoulder. Come on, you'll definitely be happy with her. I believe in you. Lucas was completely stunned. He looked at Sophia in confusion. Sophia, are you two really getting a divorce? Sophia opened her mouth, and in the end only managed to blurt out one word. Yes. I made an inviting gesture. Want to come with us to the Civil Affairs office? Lucas didn't follow. When Sophia and I walked into the Civil Affairs Service Center, her steps were still a little light, obviously not fully back to herself. I walked very fast, just wanted to get the marriage dissolved as soon as possible. Behind me, Sophia's inner thoughts kept flowing. Did we really come to the Civil Affairs Service Center? Ethan will back out at the last minute, right? He's never acted like this before, no matter what I did. Today he's like he's taken the wrong medicine. What do I do? Should I apologize? But I'm not wrong at all. I saw Sophia dawdling and, a bit impatient, called out to her. Sophia. Sophia's eyes lit up, thinking there might be a turn of events, but I doused her with a bucket of cold water. If your leg isn't crippled, then walk faster. I already said I'm in a hurry. Sophia's face contorted for a moment. When we sat down across the table, her expression never improved and remained sullen. She kept sneaking glances at me from time to time, trying to see how I would react to her being angry. If it had been before, the original would have immediately treated it like a crisis at the slightest hint of displeasure, soothing her with sweet words, showering her with jewelry and bags without end, spending no less than $1 million in total. I snorted and crossed my arms. If she expected me to placate her, that was impossible. Not hitting her is my mercy. The staff member was a woman, and she didn't even ask us why we were divorcing. She tried to mediate right away. What divorce isn't a big deal? Well, it's not easy to become a married couple. Calm down. Think more about the other's strengths, blah, blah, blah. Sophia listened while secretly watching my expression. The staff has already offered a way out. Will Ethan change his mind? I'm only giving him this one chance. If it weren't for the fact that he usually behaves pretty well, I wouldn't forgive him. The staff were still talking. I grew impatient and made a stop gesture. I think what you said was fine. Don't say anything next time. I was blind before to marry her. Now that things are better, I'm divorcing her. Even if the king himself came today, this marriage still has to end. I turned to look at Sophia. Didn't I say it's urgent? Get the divorce agreement out. Sophia's expression in that moment was uglier than if she'd eaten something foul. She angrily threw the divorce agreement onto the table, her face so sullen it looked like it could drip water. She had broken down. Ethan, you've changed, become strange and frightening. You promised me you'd always treat me well, that you'd never let me be unhappy even a little, but you never lived up to that. Listen, Is this even human speech? Just because I didn't always obey her and take everything quietly, she couldn't stand it and started playing the moral blackmail game again. But as long as I have no morals, no one can blackmail me. Sophia, are you out of your mind? You said it was in the past. What's wrong with me having changed now? I'm letting you be with Lucas now. You should be overflowing with gratitude. You should be forever thankful. Sophia's face went white, her voice trembling a little. Then if Lucas and I keep things in the future. I cut her off immediately. In my house, one infidelity, 100 times not allowed. A peaceful divorce is the last bit of dignity I'll give you. If you bother me again, I won't mind ruining your reputation and life. I stared at her, my presence domineering. I'm threatening you. Sophia shuddered all over, her eyes suddenly reddening. She was very hurt. Ethan, I hate you. Divorce, divorce, divorce. I will make you regret this. When the time comes, even if you kneel and beg me, I won't turn back. The staff member was about to say more, but when our eyes met, he shut his mouth and handed over the form. Once you two confirm there's no mistake, sign here. I quickly skimmed through it, and without a moment's hesitation, I swiftly signed my name. Sophia's face turned ashen. The hand holding the pen was trembling slightly the whole time. After a few seconds, as if still unwilling to accept it, she turned to look at me again. Ethan, you won't regret divorcing me? I shrugged. I have never had the word regret in my life. Having dumped this heroine who has no sense of her own position, and with the Johnson family's huge dollar inheritance waiting for me, I couldn't be happier. Sophia squeezed the pen hard, her knuckles pale. She finally signed her name. The subsequent procedures went quickly. Staff stamped the documents. With everything settled, Sophia and I dissolved our marriage. I stood up to leave, and Sophia immediately rose to call after me. Ethan, do you have someone you like? She furrowed her brow tightly, as if she truly couldn't understand why I could no longer continue to tolerate her. Why is this woman so irritating? I kept a calm face, my tone as cold as it could be. Sophia, I won't be fickle like you, being married and yet being ambiguous with another man. But I'm telling you clearly, you and I will never be possible. Once we part, we go our separate ways and wish each other well. As for who I like in the future, or who I marry, that's none of your business. Having said that, I was too lazy to look at her again and turn away, walking out briskly. Outside the Civil Affairs Center, the sun was just right. Just then, a woman in business attire with short hair, who looked very capable, smiled and blocked my way. Who are you? I asked, studying her suspiciously. She looked familiar, and because this scene wasn't in the original plot, I was a bit confused about the situation. Also, I realized I couldn't hear her thoughts. Old classmate, I'm Chloe Bennett, your high school desk mate. Long time no see, old classmate. I smiled and reached out my hand to her. She smiled and returned the handshake. Long time no see. After the original owner married Sophia, at Sophia's request, she deleted from her phone all male friends and classmates from foreign social apps, except for the necessary work contacts. They call it giving her enough security, offering her the most loyal love. She has a male best friend, never knows to avoid suspicion, yet she strictly controls the original girl's friendships. Her double standards are impressive. Ethan, I came to see you today because... She hadn't finished speaking before she was interrupted. Ethan, and you still say you don't have someone you like. Sophia stormed over to me, her voice involuntarily rising. Who is she? Chloe greeted her politely. Miss Taylor, I'm Ethan's high school classmate, and I even attended your wedding. The hostility in Sophia's eyes did not lessen. Her scrutinizing gaze shifted back and forth between Chloe and me, as if trying to verify the truth of what was being said. At the same time, her inner thoughts kept running. Could Ethan really have someone else? If he dares to do something to betray me, I won't let him off. This girl doesn't have any feminine charm at all. She's not the type Ethan likes. Could I have been wrong? But no matter what, it's wrong for him to smile at other girls. Sophia frowned, displeased. Did you come here specifically to find Ethan? This Could it be that Ethan specifically brought her here to make me jealous? TSK. How childish. Does he think I'll take the bait? Yeah, I was just asking casually. I definitely don't care. Chloe said with a smile. Yes. Sophia exploded instantly. Why are you looking for him? Don't you know he has a wife? I've never seen him contact you before. How did you know he was here today? Or have you two been in contact behind my back? She looked at me with a face full of hurt. Ethan, have you been fair to me? Chloe's expression darkened. I stepped forward and stood between them. Sophia, do you live by the sea? You sure are nosy. I'll say it again. We are divorced. You'd better act like you're dead from now on and never show up in front of me. Sophia was stunned, and the next second, she actually began to cry. Ethan, did you really insult me for another woman? Sophia, I sincerely suggest you go to the hospital to have your brain checked, because I've found that you not only can't deal with people, you also don't understand what people say. Sophia cried even more miserably, with an expression as if the sky were falling. Ethan, I don't believe you really don't love me anymore. Sure enough, communication was impossible. I didn't want to waste words, so I said to Chloe, Old desk mate, if there's something, get in the car and we'll talk. I gave Chloe a look. She understood, instantly fell in a step with me, and got into my car. Through the rearview mirror, I saw Sophia quicken her pace a few steps, but because I was driving fast, she only caught my car's exhaust. Ethan, did you really divorce Sophia? Chloe seemed a little embarrassed to ask, but she asked anyway. Yes. I didn't really think it was a big deal. Divorce isn't bankruptcy. There's nothing you can't talk about. Then congratulations. Chloe saw that I showed no sign of sadness, and her tone relaxed considerably. By the way, is there something you wanted to see me about? We hadn't been in touch for many years. I really couldn't understand why. Right after I walked out of the civil affairs office having just divorced, she had come looking for me. Ethan, I have a good friend who's like you for many years. I want you two to meet, even if it's just to be friends. After Chloe finished speaking, she pressed her hands together and begged me. You must promise me. She's my best friend. I want to help her. I was slightly surprised. I couldn't recall this character appearing in the book. After all, the original plot from start to finish revolved around the male and female lead's tragic romance, and no new emotional entanglements ever appeared on the male lead side. Could it be that my appearance changed the course of the story, causing a new character to show up? I pulled my thoughts back. I neither agreed nor refused, but asked, Who is she? Chloe said enthusiastically, Olivia. If you meet her, you'll definitely like her too. When I arrived at the cafe, I didn't see Chloe's figure. A few days ago, after listening to what she had to say, I finally agreed to meet Olivia. After all, I was very curious what kind of woman she was. Someone who found out about my divorce right away and begged Chloe to contact me. After I sat down, I received a message from Chloe. Sorry old classmate, I won't be a third wheel. You and Olivia have a good chat. I put my phone away. Someone sat down across from me. Hello, I'm Olivia. The woman wore a white long dress, her large wavy hair falling naturally down her back. She had a classical air about her, with a kind of gentle beauty. Hello, Ethan Johnson. I had just finished greeting her when I unexpectedly heard Olivia's inner thoughts. Ethan is so handsome. Finally, I can get close to him. Handsome brother, I'm huffing and puffing. His chest muscles look very good to bury myself in. Can I have a chance to bury in a little? Can I? Hearing her inner voice, I felt somewhat bewildered. Before I could only hear the female lead Sophia's, and now I could actually hear hers too. What was going on? Ethan, shall we get some coffee first, and then talk slowly? Olivia brushed a strand of hair behind her ear, smiling warmly at me. If that idiot Lucas hadn't posted in that foreign social app group saying Sophia was getting a divorce, I still wouldn't have had a chance to meet Ethan. He was useful for once. Thanks to Sophia's dissatisfaction, I had an opportunity to seize. If I kiss Ethan right now, would he be startled? Me? Okay. Olivia's outward appearance and inner thoughts are just wildly different. How does she manage to look so calm on the surface while rejoicing inwardly? The coffee was brought out, and we each took a cup. I picked up a cup and drank slowly. She stirred her coffee with a spoon, staring at me the whole time. Her inner thoughts kept running on and on. Oh my, he just said that. I nearly jumped up to bite him. Good thing I caught myself in time. Brother's fingers are so knuckled. Slurp, slurp. I was momentarily speechless and put down my coffee. Wow, brother's even wearing a watch. Such a nice wrist. Lick, 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 lick. Me, you know Lucas? She had mentioned Lucas in her inner thoughts just now, which made me curious. Just a schoolmate. Olivia's expression was calm, betraying no emotion. But she couldn't help but vent her true feelings. Ethan isn't supposed to dislike Lucas, right? Why bring up that idiot? When I marry Ethan, I definitely won't let that fool Lucas bully him. Am I thinking too far ahead right now? I watched Olivia's little face slowly turn red and almost couldn't help laughing. Suddenly, my eyes widened. Isn't Olivia Lucas's first love? Lucas had always liked her, but unfortunately Olivia didn't like him. After she went to work in New York, Lucas left heartbroken, and in the end, only the male and female leads lived happily together. So it turned out Olivia liked the original owner? Ethan, although this is only our first meeting, and what I'm about to say may be a little abrupt, you have to believe me. I speak from the heart. Olivia put down her spoon, leaned forward slightly, and said to me solemnly, Ethan, I like you. I liked you the moment I first saw you. I want to marry you. At the same time, I heard her inner voice roaring. After practicing this 1,000 times, I finally have a chance to say it out loud. I'm so happy. Who can understand the feeling of falling in love at first sight with the groom at someone else's wedding? It's me. Ethan, please don't ever reject me. Boo-hoo. I'll cry for a little while first. After speaking, Olivia looked at me a little nervously. Looking at that face, I couldn't bring myself to say no. I also wanted to give us a chance. So I said, we can start as friends first. But Olivia's little face fell, and I heard her inner thoughts, full of hurt. Have I just been given the nice guy card? No way. I'm going to cry. I explained helplessly. It's not a good person card. If someone I wasn't interested in, I'd refuse from the start. Olivia's eyes curved as she smiled. All right, then let's start as friends. Her inner voice was very excited. I get it. I've realized it. A boyfriend is also a friend. Who understands family? Now at last this sister gets to eat well. Ha ha ha, emitting the smug laughter of a villain. Me, I saw it was getting late, said goodbye to her, and added her on her foreign social app. Can I shake your hand? Before we parted, Olivia asked me with an expectant look. No problem. I shook hands with her. Ha ha, Ethan sensed date on my hand. When I get home, I won't wash it. I'll hold my hand and nibble on it. Nibble, 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 nibble. Me. In the days that followed, Olivia and I saw each other now and then, and our relationship warmed quickly. That day, I had just gotten off work when I received a call from the butler. He said Mr. George knows I'm divorced and is very angry, and asked me to return to Johnson Manor. When I entered, Mr. George, Ms. Margaret Taylor, Mr. Daniel Taylor, and Sophia were all there. Sophia glanced at me, her look somewhat smug. Mr. George has always liked me. He will surely be on my side. Ethan dared to go on blind dates right after divorcing me. Mr. George must not let him off. Aside from me, Mr. George will not agree to any other woman marrying into the Johnson family. I really want to know who gave Sophia her confidence. It's true that Mr. George likes her as a daughter-in-law, but he's not an idiot. Would he really sever ties with his own son for an outsider? He earned billions of dollars. How could he possibly be someone who doesn't know what's what? Dad, MS. Margaret, Mr. Daniel. I greeted them and then sat down. Sophia's parents looked a bit unhappy. Sophia frowned, her face full of anger. Mr. George spoke first. Ethan, what's going on? Sophia says you have a girl you like and insist on divorcing her. Is that true? Huh. I knew Sophia had no shame, but I didn't expect her to be so shameless as to slander me. When Sophia saw me looking over, she averted her eyes guiltily. Her parents were also angry and gave me no friendly looks, but their words were soft. Ethan, the feelings between you and Sophia over all these years aren't something you can just cut off. Pull yourself together. Don't go hanging around with those messy people out there, and we'll forgive you this time. It was like a knife to my butt. What a wake-up call. They still thought my divorce was a joke. I sneered, ignored them, and looked instead at Mr. George. Dad, the reason I'm divorcing Sophia isn't because I've got someone else. It's because Sophia is behaving outrageously. She spends every day with her male best friend, practically acting like they're a married couple. I watched Sophia's face grow uglier and continued. Dad, you probably don't know, when I was hospitalized last time, Sophia was at a Broadway show with her male best friend. Mr. George's expression changed instantly. He looked at Sophia with uncontrollable fury. Sophia kept her head down, her thoughts in turmoil. Ethan, what's going on? He used to think these things were shameful and would never tell anyone. Why did he tell everything today? Oh no, Mr. George is angry. If he won't help me, what will I do? I snorted. What are mouths for if not speaking? Do I have to swallow insults in silence? Sophia's parents looked embarrassed, forcing a smile as they said, Ethan, you misunderstand. Lucas and Sophia have really only been longtime friends. He's like a brother to Sophia. I sneered. Really? I don't believe it. Her parents' faces instantly darkened. We are your elders. How can you speak to us like that? Sophia and I are already divorced. What kind of elders are you? I spoke in a cold tone. Or are you saying that the Johnson family is declining and you want to step on me? Mr. George spoke up at this moment as well. Ethan is my son. Whoever bullies him is opposing the Johnson family. Her parents' faces turned pale and then flushed. They didn't dare speak. Sophia stammered. Ethan, my parents didn't mean it that way. I know I was wrong. Could you give me a chance? Let's remarry. I've humbled myself so much begging Ethan like this. Will he forgive me? I begged him once, just this once. Reconciliation is impossible. In front of Sophia and her parents' shocked faces, I spoke word by word, crystal clear, congratulate me. I'm getting married. Sophia could no longer sit still. She sprang up. I don't agree. She looked toward Mr. George, eyes brimming with tears. Dad, didn't you say I'm the only daughter-in-law of the Johnson family? Say something, will you? Mr. George shot me a reproachful glance, probably blaming me for not telling him in advance about big matters like divorcing and remarrying. But he still stood by my side. I'm old. I can't decide many things anymore. As long as Ethan is happy. Sophia looked at me, then at Mr. George, and ran out crying. Her parents, seeing this, hurriedly got up to chase after their daughter. Mr. George then looked at me. Tell me about the woman you're going to marry. Who is she? What's her family background? Most importantly, she must have good character. After I told them one by one, I called Olivia and arranged a time for her to come visit in person. On the day Olivia and I got our marriage certificate, we unexpectedly ran into Lucas at the entrance of the Civil Affairs Center. When he saw Olivia and me holding hands, his eyes almost seemed to shoot flames. Olivia, didn't you say you would never get married in this lifetime? Olivia frowned and was very cold toward him. That was because I hadn't met someone I liked. Now I have. Her words sounded somewhat impatient. That annoying Lucas. I've turned him down countless times, and I only came up with an excuse because I had no other way out, and he actually took it seriously, Why am I so unlucky to be pestered by him, All I want is to marry Ethan. What did I do wrong? Lucas looked at me and said through gritted teeth, why do you have to like him of all people? He's a twice-married man no one wants. Don't let him fool you. I hadn't said a word when Olivia stepped forward and slapped Lucas. Lucas Miller, I was going to give you face, but you threw it away yourself. If you dare slander my lover again, I'll make you regret it. Her expression was icy, but her heart cried out. Ah, I hit someone. Will Ethan think I'm not gentle enough? But I couldn't help it. Lucas deserved it. If he dares slander Ethan again, I'll hit him again. I looked at Olivia, who was furious, and smilingly took her hand away from hitting. Does it hurt? No, it doesn't. Olivia's face was a little red. If only I'd known earlier, I would have slapped Lucas a few more times. Who does this considerate man belong to? He belongs to me. My kisses, kisses, kisses. I'll kiss you 100 times. Lucas's eyes were red, his whole body trembling. At that moment, someone came rushing across the street. Sophia. She looked haggard, frowning as she questioned me. Ethan, why did you block me on that foreign social app? After she spoke, she saw me holding Olivia's hand, and her face immediately changed. Ethan, are you really getting married? Her voice trembled as she said this, and her eyes were red. It's all Lucas's fault. He insisted on giving Ethan the cold shoulder for a few days, and now look, he's about to get married. No, it shouldn't be. How long have Ethan and she even known each other? No way. He must have purposely had someone provoke me, just like I did to him before, only to make him jealous. Imagining things again. Getting married, isn't that obvious enough? I showed no kindness to Sophia at all. I was afraid that if I didn't scold her, she'd think I was playing hard to get. Sophia's face went deathly pale. Realizing I wasn't lying to her, she couldn't help but scream in anger. How could you marry another woman? What does that make of our past feelings? She shed tears of regret, her whole body trembling. Olivia sighed and spoke gently. Sophia, Ethan is an adult. Whom he chooses to be with is his freedom. I listened closely. Olivia's heartfelt words were very emotional. La la la. Sophia is late. Ethan is mine. If Sophia dares to come and steal someone, she'll get a punch from me. All right, I'm still a little worried, just a little. Sophia's face went ashen. Ethan is my husband. Even if we're divorced, he's still mine. Who the hell do you think you are? Wah wah wah, you're so vulgar, so furious. You're scaring me. Olivia looked provocative, almost pressing up against me. Sophia, I'm your father. Can you hear me? If it weren't for keeping up my ladylike image, I'd smash your head into a double-yolked egg. Cuddling Ethan, kisses, hugs, that'll drive her crazy. I stifled a laugh, touched Olivia's face, then looked at the furious Sophia. Sophia, one last piece of advice. Olivia is my wife. If you make her unhappy, I'll make you pay back 1,000-fold. Sophia opened her mouth in shock, suddenly raised her hand, intending to hit Olivia. I was quick-eyed and quick-handed, pulled Olivia behind me, and slapped Sophia with my other hand. Sophia, that slap is what you deserved. If you dare touch her, I'll make you face the consequences. Sophia was stunned, her eyes wide open. Her tears fell one by one, looking utterly heartbroken. Husband, I'm so scared. You have to blow on it to make it better. Olivia exaggerated her expression, but in her heart, she was clearly thinking, why does my brother hit her and not me? I wanted to. Ha ha ha. Me? What kind of kink is this? Let's go. Getting married is important. I pulled Olivia close and turned to walk into the Civil Affairs Service Center. From behind came the sound of Sophia and Lucas arguing. Sophia, are you out of your mind? You said you wanted to marry me to spite Ethan? Get a grip, okay? He doesn't want you anymore. Shut up. He's just angry with me. If he knew I was getting married, he'd definitely regret it. Lucas roared. I told you, Ethan is married. There's no way he and you could be together anymore. That's your fault too. If you'd stay by my side all the time, how could Ethan have gotten angry? It's because you're worthless. If you could have kept Ethan, why would he have married Olivia? Do you know how many years I've loved Olivia? 18 years. Serves you right. You deserved it. Outside, two people were like dogs biting each other, even shoving one another. Olivia blinked at me. Honey, today really is a good day. We sat across from each other at the table, and before long, we received the red booklet. Olivia stroked the marriage certificate, smiling happily. She was so excited she even gave me a kiss. Wow, finally legal. I'm going to smother him with affection and play until dawn. I secretly bought so many little toys. They're finally going to come in handy. Watch how I make him fall asleep with me, so he can never leave me. Me. My wife seems to be a huge sex maniac. I like it. There will be plenty of time. Just wait and see how I'll make her beg me for mercy later.